So let us put ourselves in the presence of the source of life, the source of light, and the source of love. It is evening time. Even so, the sun is still bright. And so automatically we are putting ourselves in the presence of the source of light. Let us be seated with spine erect. Just put the chest, the neck, and the head arranged in a straight line. Let us take a deep, stabilizing breath. We can do it to my count of 5. Inhale deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the air. Exhale through the open mouth as a sigh and relax. A relaxed attitude means a let go attitude, so we release all our issues of the day, and mentally we can collect all our actions, all our thoughts, all our intentions, all our joys, all our sorrows. Mentally, let us put them on a plate decorated with flowers, and with offered hands, let us offer these activities to our source of life and light and love. Let's make the divine, however you may visualize it, as the chief executive of our daily affairs, and reflecting on some of these, let us offer these with humility, openness, and love, knowing that all the energy used, all the thought current used for these activities were divinely supplied and arrived at your personal station that conventionally we call I and mine. Putting oneself in the presence of the source of light, life, and love means to visualize the human body surrounded by light and goodness. Let us feel how this infuses every aspect of the human person. Let us feel the connection that we have, where inner and outer worlds merge, and the divine is present. Just as air can be found inside a vessel, such as a cup, and outside, this divine presence is both within and without, and pervading all. Pervading even this body, pervading speech, pervading mind. There is nowhere in the whole universe, no corner of space where this divine entity is not. Let us now collect our good intentions, our values, our noble values of truth, beauty, goodness, love, harmony, strength. And let us, with a generosity, a spirit of generosity and love, distribute these to every part of the existence that we know of and that which we do not know of. We can start from a local area, distributing these noble values to those beings around us, to all those beings who have and are tuning in to this YouTube broadcast. Let us make sure that our love and blessing carries forth to all beings. Now, all beings are not just human beings. Any entity that has a response to life, that has movement, that has a way of responding to the environment, that has a way of cooperating with others, that has a way of fitting its uniqueness into what we might call the ecology of life. Let us start by blessing all those beings on the earth, extending this blessing beyond its borders as usual, and to all the far extent of space and any dimensions which are so subtle that they are interwoven in the universe that we know of. Let us bless the interstitial states. Let us bless the interspace between every object, locally as well as in the far-off space. Let us saturate the entire existence with the loving presence of the divine, asserting, may all beings be happy, may all beings be peaceful, may all beings be blissful. Let noble thoughts come to us from every side. Let us prepare ourselves to progressively steer our attention inwardly. Inwardly, that is, every object has an inward dimension. We too have an inward dimension. Our attention is normally drawn through the gateways of the senses to the external world. Let us now see if we can revert this attention inward to discover the great glorious treasures that lie within. Let us now repeat the sound symbol Om 3 times as we inhale deeply. This sound symbol Om represents, as near as possible, the first primordial vibration that has become the universe. Its silence in between signifies the fourth state, as it were, that inner sense, that inner self, that inner divine entity, which is our true nature. Let us now mentally repeat our mantra, continuing from the sound symbol Om. Let us do it 108 times. If you have not got a mantra, continue repeating this sound symbol Om. Let us ask through this mantra, this protecting thought, for patience, perseverance, and purity of mind. Let us now turn our attention to the breath itself and continue repeating our mantra to ourselves, evoking the presence of the source of life and light and love within us by virtue of the sound embodiment that we call mantra. Let us do this as we inhale. We make a very shallow inhalation and a deeper exhalation. We try to do it through the nose, inhaling all the virtuous properties and qualities that we know of, and exhaling, distributing these to all beings, people, places, events, and all others. Let us now turn our attention, having stabilized the breath, purified the mind. Let us now turn to the mind itself. If you haven't closed your eyes, do so, or leave them half open if you find that that is more helpful. Now let us observe every thought that comes into the mind. Imagine that you are stationed by a window and you are watching passers-by on the street. This is the way that I want you to observe your thoughts. It is important that you do not change the thoughts or feelings, anything that arises in the mental field, but simply to watch, just a passive observer, observing what comes and goes. And after some time of doing this, let us become aware that we are thinking. You may even say to yourself internally, I am thinking, I am thinking, I am thinking. Or you may choose a shorter form, thinking, thinking. Just to keep yourself aware of the thinking process going on within you. If you find there are no thoughts in your mind and your mind is a kind of blank, be patient. Wait for the next thought wave to come and make its appearance. Be on the alert. And as soon as the thought appears, become aware of it or of the fact that you are thinking. While watching in this way, you might make a surprising discovery that while you are aware of the fact that you are thinking, all thinking tends to stop. And if that is so, and you remain with an awareness, you have now withdrawn the mind, or you have withdrawn your attention, you have withdrawn all your sense organs that are components of the mind itself. And we are ready now to take our attention and consciously steer it in a chosen direction. Let us think that the supreme divine, that infinite invisible, is the individual mind. The mind of God in me addresses the mind of God in you. The one infinite intelligence acting through me communicates with the one infinite intelligence acting through you. One intelligence speaks, one intelligence hears, and we are one. We are in agreement, not because we agree with each other, but because the divine agrees with itself. And that divine, that God, is the only mind. So in this one mind, there can be no misunderstandings. The divine speaks unto the divine. Life reveals itself unto the life. The soul speaks unto the soul. And we can assert that I am but an instrument through which infinite intelligence and above all divine love are being revealed to the infinite intelligence and divine love of anyone who comes within the range of your consciousness. In that flow of love from you to me and from me to you, there is no separation. Let us feel the flow of divine love with no separation. And if we want an analogy, let us imagine flowing mountain streams that supply goodness to flora and fauna all around them and drinking water for others. Think that within you, this divine oneness is pure love. It has no boundaries. Inseparable love everywhere. Love has no fear, no rival, no reward. The evidence of this inner divine love that flows is because of its flow, because it is pouring itself through your mind, through your eyes, through your heart, through your limbs, through every limb, through every eye, through every mind. This divine love is a flow of goodness. Its energy flows through the sun, flows through the air, flows through the oceans, flows through you as life. This flowing aspect is divine love. Let us feel the source of this flow as deep within. Let us feel it in the inner recesses of the heart. Let us feel that there is no end to it, nor is there any beginning. Let us feel that it is just pure love. Let us allow this love to flow through our own limbs. Let us allow this love to embrace and saturate the whole environment and every person and every place and every being. Let us feel the spring joy of love. Let us connect with this. Let us reside in our own nature of pure love. Let us glide to the base of our own being that is pure love. This pure love manifests itself as special forms for ease of our connection. This is called Ishtadevata, chosen ideal. It does allow this flow from the source of love to crystallize and form itself with a body that is made from pure love. Let us connect to this entity that sits in the heart by entering into it, by sitting where it sits. And like a joyful spring of love, let it emanate from within, so that we realize the in and the out have disappeared. Until we find that we are that source of love, And now let us once more feel that we are the recipient of this divine love. Feel that you are loved as an individual, and feel that you can glide across to blissful base, your own true nature, as pure love. O adorable Lord of mercy and love, salutations and prostrations unto thee. Thou art existence, consciousness, bliss absolute, Satchit Ananda. Thou art omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion, and wisdom. Grant us the inner spiritual strength to resist temptations and control the mind. Free our hearts from all our vices and fill our hearts to the brim with divine virtues. Let us behold Thee in all these names and forms. Let us serve Thee in all these names and forms. Let Thy name be ever on our lips. Thy presence be ever in our hearts. Let us abide in Thee forever and ever. Let us abide in Thee forever and ever.